What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? I'm terrible, thanks for asking. This week, we have a little portable FM radio kit, and in a rare occurrence, this went together with no issues. Imagine that. I was kind of impressed with this one. You can get this on Amazon for $18.49, but this one, it was a gift from Mrs. Let's Make Shit, so bonus. The instructions were one page, but oddly informative, and full color too. Deb, take note. This one is from IC Station, and from the looks of this one, I'm going to get some more stuff from them. Good stuff, try them out. As always, a check to make sure everything's here, and a breakdown of what tools we're going to use. And with that, let's get to making shit. So most of these components are through-hole, so this one should be cake. First up, let's install the resistors. I don't know if I ever brought it up, but I usually like to solder at 712 degrees freedom height. I don't really know why. I'm usually a make it as hot as you can kind of guy, but for me, this seems like a good temperature, especially for smaller stuff like this. For aesthetic purposes, I always try to make the resistors go the same way. They don't have to be, but come on, you're gonna do something, make it look good if you can. And of course, don't forget to bend those leads out, or when you flip the board over, they're gonna fall out. But come on, you guys know that by now, don't you? And I know I always say it, but cut the leads over a box, or one morning you're going to be walking barefoot and get a wonderful surprise. Yeah, one day I'll listen to my own advice. Next up is the micro USB socket. Why micro USB in 2024? Don't know. Guess they're cheaper than USB-C. This is being used just for power, so there's only two connections. The back side is just for rigidity. If these aren't solid joints, when you put in or take out the cable, you're going to rip it right off the board. Too bad it took this time, or maybe this could have been a repair video. People seem to like those. The IC chip socket is next. Usually I don't use these, but after the last incident, I think I'm coming around. You know, like when you fall off your bike, and then you decide to wear a helmet from then on? Well, I'm usually not a helmet guy. That probably explains a lot. But hey, I still have most of my faculties. Power switch is next, same deal. Ends up for support, power in, power out, and ground. This is a simple on and off switch. Not much can be said. Coming in at number 5, the headphone jack. This is a surface mount component for some reason. A little tricky to solder, but come on, we're almost professionals here. This is a strange component to put on this board, because there's no support joints, and if you're going to use headphones, you're going to put a lot of pressure on it, and it's probably going to pull right off the board. Now comes one of the tricky parts. This is the FM receiver. It comes fully assembled. Well, except for the crystal oscillator, which is going in now. We don't have to worry about the orientation of a crystal oscillator, because, say it with me, non-polarity sensitive. As for the soldering the board to the board, this one is a little bit more challenging. I came at it like I would a surface mount chip. I tin one pad and cord it to the board. Once it's secured, then you have to basically bridge the solder to the board. More heat, more time to get it up to temp, and it takes quite a bit more solder than normal. But for a pro like myself, easy peasy. It would have been a nice bonus if this board came unassembled. There's some really small components on it, and it would have been a nice challenge to assemble it. But hey, you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometime, you just might find, you get what you need. Next is the 7-segment LED display. This of course will display our channel and preset data in glorious red goodness. I find you need to be a little careful when heating up these pins. Too much heat, and I've had the pins fall out, especially on these cheaper ones. Electrolytic caps going in next. These are polarity sensitive, so we're going to have to make sure they're installed correctly. They are usually marked. The side with the white stripe is normally the negative. This side goes to the side on the PCB with the white stripes. Or shockingly, on this PCB, they're actually marked with a plus and a minus side. Nice job, IC Station. And of course, electrolytic caps can explode if you heat them up too much, so a little caution. Or not, it's kind of fun when they do. And don't be like me, wear your safety glasses, folks. The audio amplifier board goes in just like the FM receiver. Make a nice thick bridge between the two boards. I've never used one of these before, so a little explanation might be needed. So this thing will boost the power of the audio signal, so that you can actually hear it, either through the speaker or the headphones. The process starts at the input stage, where it gets a signal. The preamp does what it's named for, and raises the signal's voltage, and may adjust the tone or the volume. The power amp then increases the current and power of the signal, so that it's strong enough for the output. Then the output state matches the amp to the speaker impedance, in this case 3 watts, to transfer power efficiently. Yeah, I don't get it either, but thanks for the explanation, Chat GTP. So the switches are next. Man, I need a thesaurus. There's gotta be a different word for next. Looks it up. So, following? Nah. Upcoming? Future? Future? Oncoming? Fine, English language. Next it is. So the switches are easy as pie. They're of course your interface to control the volume and the channel selection. They're momentary switches. You get it. IC chip coming at you? These things are never bent correctly, man. Meaning, they never fit first shot. I just bend them on the bench, lay them flat down and push. Works every time. Just make sure you don't put it in backwards. And with that, the soldering's pretty much done. Let's clean the no-clean flux off the board. Only 2 9/10 tubes of this shit left. Man, I can't wait to try some Amtech. Everyone raves about that stuff. Is it really that much better? I hope so, because this stuff blows. Let's also trim up these pins, make that board nice and pretty. Antennas. Remember these? When I was a kid, we would rip them off cars and whip each other with them. Yeah, we were assholes, but we had fun. This screws in with a 1/4 bolt and a nut. So the battery terminals just press fit right into the case. I use the side cutters to push them down. Simple, easy, nice. These terminals have more thermal mass than the rest of the parts, so to tin them, I just up the heat 10 degrees, and no issues. Look at that, almost professional. Almost. Now for the wires, I would normally break out the solder pot and dip them to tin them, but for 2 wires, probably not worth the 10 minutes to heat up the solder pot. The radio itself takes 3 AA batteries, or as noted before, it can also use a micro USB. I'm going to use it with batteries for now, but it's nice to know you can hook it up to a battery bank or whatever. The instructions say the rubber pad is to prevent battery leakage. I put it in just to be a completionist. Let's get these attached to the board. And would you look at that? Display is working. It's looking like this kit's going to work first shot. Nice. Let's tuck the wires in, and let's put that nut on the antenna. Yeah, that's right. I just tightened that thing with side cutters. Hey, if it works, it works. The nut driver was a foot away anyway. Lastly, the speaker. Again, this one was marked negative and positive, so no battery hack needed. If you don't know what the battery hack is, it goes a little something like this. If you need to test the polarity of a speaker, you can use a 9-volt battery after attaching the leads. You put one lead to the positive terminal of the battery, and the other side just give it a quick tap to the negative. If the cone on the speaker moves away from the magnet, the polarity is correct. If it moves toward the magnet, it's reversed. The case goes together with 4 screws, and well, that's basically it. Radio complete. And look at that. No mistakes or bad components this time. Nice job, Let's Make Shit Guy. And great product, IC Station. I have to say I really like this one. The quality difference is miles from what I'm used to. The board looks great in its fire engine red color, and it holds 10 presets for the stations. The speaker was shockingly loud and clear too. For a little emergency radio you could throw in a bug out bag or whatever, it's perfect. My only issue with the kit was I couldn't get the micro USB to work. And, after reading the instructions again, it states that it's unavailable. What the F? Why put it there if it serves no purpose? -1 shit on your review, IC Station. So this took about an hour and 18 minutes to complete with no rush. So a quick little adventure this time. Great product. It gets 4 shits. I would have given it 5, but the non-functioning USB port? Unacceptable. The shit scale. I kinda like it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Hey, come on, bro. Give me a like and a sub too. Yeah, that's right. I called you bro. My analytics say this channel is 100% male, so this is quite the sausage party. Come on, ladies. I know you like this stuff too. Where you at? And with that, I'm out of here. Here's some B-roll, and as always, thanks for watching.
There was a little bit of, interest.
For a while there, to all in every time.
broadcast reports from Kyiv, Russian officials are vowing retribution.
Igor Kirillov was in charge of chemical, biological, and nuclear warfare. Ukraine was the one using chemical weapons on the front line. He claimed Russia had destroyed all its chemical weapons stockpiles in 2017.